Good morning everybody, hope you're well, hope you're staying safe. It's Thursday, April the 30th. As you can see, I'm inside today. That's because we've got a pretty good rainstorm going on outside at the moment. So I'm back inside in the study. News today, start off with US cases as we always do, Florida cases, then the Florida Department of Health has changed the way that they're showing their cases, so I'm just going to follow what they're doing. Governor DeSantis stated yesterday that May the 4th was going to be the reopening date for Florida. So we're going to have a look at a bit in depth of what he said yesterday and following the slides that he presented. That doesn't include Miami, Dade, Broward or Palm Beach counties. I'll tell you why. We've then got a little talk about sporting events and how they might come back, and I've done that because that could relate to theme park reopening, which is supposed to be in phase 3. And then Orange County's economic task force saying that the theme parks could open at their discretion. So what does that mean? So we'll find out in a minute. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then you'll get these updates daily until we get back in the parks. I'll be back there day one hopefully, and if restaurants open before that in City Walk and in Disney Springs, I'll be there too. Okay, let's go to the news. US daily cases for Wednesday were 28,439, up from Monday and Tuesday, but a gradual decline from April the 4th. The Florida Department of Health is now showing the numbers and the graphs separately. Here are the overall numbers for total cases, those that are residents in Florida, hospitalizations and deaths. Cases in Florida yesterday were 68 according to the Florida Health website, but 347 from Worldometers. I'll take the Worldometers data, but that still is slightly less than Tuesday. Deaths stood at 26 in Florida yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, Governor Ron DeSantis said that Florida would reopen in phase 1 on May the 4th, but that this would exclude Miami-Dade, Broward and Palm Beach counties. No timeline has been given for the reopening of these counties. This map shows the concentration of cases in Florida. You can see to the southeast, Miami-Dade, Broward and Palm Beach. Governor DeSantis then went on to outline what phase 1 would look like. Schools will remain closed to the end of the school year, which is May the 27th in Seminole. Senior living facilities are obviously filled with vulnerable people and can be hotspots for the virus, so now Governor DeSantis has prohibited visits to senior living facilities. Elective surgeries had been banned and they now can resume. This was putting hospitals under monetary strain, and actually nurses were being laid off. Up to now, restaurants could only be takeaway, and now they can reopen with outdoor seating with 6 feet spacings and tables indoors at 25% capacity. Most retail stores have been shut. They can now reopen at 25% of capacity. Governor DeSantis' stay-at-home order included bans on bars, gyms and hairdressers. These remain in place until May the 8th at the earliest. Governor DeSantis also excluded movie theatres from phase 1. Fatality rates in Florida are between 80 and 85% for those 65 and over. So that group and vulnerable individuals have been urged to stay at home. Phase 1 also includes maximising physical distance from others when outdoors and avoiding socialising in groups of more than 10 people. That would therefore exclude theme parks from opening in phase 1. Face masks have not been made mandatory, but they're recommending face masks if you're in face-to-face interactions with people, particularly in the workplace and if you can't adequately social distance. This next slide is not called Phase 2, but Florida's next steps. Governor DeSantis did not mention Phase 2 in his press briefing yesterday. He didn't outline when Phase 2 would happen, nor what would be included in Phase 2. In my last couple of videos, I've stressed that the governor's reliance is going to be placed on a lot of increased testing. Yesterday he said Florida would be able to get up to 30 to 40,000 tests a day, which is more than in line with the recommendation from the medical experts. Governor DeSantis said, as testing increases, we may see cases increasing as well. In the Q&A part of yesterday's briefing, Governor DeSantis was asked what does phase 2 look like and how many phases are there. His response was that there are 3 phases according to the White House's guidance, and he thinks they're going to use that as their roadmap. The departures from that at the moment are not opening up movie theatres and allowing elective surgeries. Concerning sporting events, Governor DeSantis mentioned in particular WrestleMania. He said now isn't the time, but as you get into June and July, I think there is a window to have some fans. He went on to say you're not going to have everyone packed in, but in 90-degree weather in the state of Florida, if you're out there and someone's 10 feet away from you and you want to watch a ball game or something, you may be able to do that. So this is something that we're just going to have to do. We're going to be driven by the facts, driven by the data, but I think that Major League Baseball is coming back. The Orange County Economic Recovery Task Force has now got a proposal for the large theme park companies to create their own guidelines that align with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommendations. Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings said he agreed with the approach, adding that large theme parks are like cities themselves and could phase in reopening of shops and restaurants when the county's small businesses begin operating again. He didn't mention this, but that is May the 4th. As yet, no comments have been made by Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, nor SeaWorld. So a bit of mixed news on cases. US went up a little bit yesterday, Florida went down a bit yesterday. Good news for us in Florida. I think you can see a trend downwards overall though in the US, which is good news. Now, how quickly that trend is going to go down, is it going to, is the line going to get sharper or is it not? I'm just happy that it's declining, and New York isn't going into phase 1 anytime soon, so the hot spots aren't doing it. Governor DeSantis has decided that we're ready for it, and that's good news, I think, for Florida. I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook about, it's way too early, it's way too early. Well, I think it's all about testing, and I keep stressing over the past 3 days now, I've stressed about how important testing is to making sure that we don't have a spike and don't have to fall back out of phase 1. So as long as we can we can get those 30 or 40,000 tests a day, I think we're going to be in good shape. And I am not a medical professional, but I'm heartened by the fact that Governor DeSantis is so strong on getting a lot of testing done. Miami-Dade, Broward and Palm Beach are where the big number of cases are. So I'm really pleased that he hasn't included those counties yet, and he hasn't said when they're going to do so, but I'm guessing he's going to be speaking to the mayors of the cities and counties down there a lot, so that when they're ready to reopen, they will reopen. So what about the theme parks then? So it looks like May the 4th is going to be retail and restaurants generally, not bars, so no bars, but restaurants, yes. So that should include both Disney Springs and City Walk. So I imagine in some capacity they're going to be open. Now a lot of those places do have bars, so they may only be able to serve soft drinks and serve food. The issue now is it's the 30th of April and they've got 4 days. So are they going to be able to muster enough staff to reopen anything, everything, or somewhat in between? Remembering now that they've only got 25% capacity indoors and a 6 feet spacing outdoors. But I think we're going to see Disney Springs and City Walk open very, very quickly. There's been nothing talked about phase 2 and really about phase 2 and phase 3 yesterday. The phase 2 talk was all about hospitals and capacities and that kind of thing. It wasn't anything to do with 50% capacities or opening movie theatres or opening bars. The bars are remaining shut till May the 8th at the earliest, in line with the current stay-at-home order. So we're now waiting with kind of bated breath for that to happen. Jerry Demings is supposed to be coming, he's the mayor of Orange County, he's supposed to be telling us tomorrow his view on life about reopening Orange County. So don't forget that Governor DeSantis talked about Florida as a whole. Jerry Demings is going to talk about Orange County specifically. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get to see that live, and I'll make some notes as we go along. If there's any slides, I'll have the slides up as well, as I did on Facebook for Governor DeSantis's talk yesterday. So look, I think really good news coming along now. I'm still saying June the 1st for a reopening of resorts, and it still may be June the 1st for reopening of the parks, some of the parks. As soon as I get any more news on that, I'll bring it to you. But until then, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.